Okay, this situation happens all the time. If you are a buyer's agent, a real estate agent that's worked with buyers at all, you know what I'm talking about, where the couple is not on the same page, right? Two people are buying a house and one wants one thing and one wants the other thing. I came across this Dave Ramsey video that I want to react to. Husband wants to buy a house that I don't think we can afford. So a caller calls in. I have not watched this entire clip, so I'm watching this and reacting to it for the first time with all of you. Let's jump right into the reaction and see what is going on here.
Christina is in Los Angeles. Christina, welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi, George. Hi, Rachel. My question is that my husband and I are debating whether to purchase a house.
I love a good debate.
Yeah.
What's the debate about?
Kind of not. I don't think we can afford it. That's my issue. We live in a one-bedroom apartment. I'm pregnant, so it's a single-family income. My husband's take-home is about $5,000 a month.
Okay.
And we have no debt, thankfully, and we have $70,000 in savings. But the houses around here for just a two-bed, one bath is about $380.
You see this a lot where one party of the couple is analytical, like she's analytical, like she's going through the numbers and she's doing her research. And apparently the husband's just like, want to buy a house, want to buy a house. Happens all the time.
Yeah, I mean, you're in LA, right?
We're just outside, but it's still just as expensive.
Yeah.
The prices are going up.
Yeah, it's Southern California.
So your take-home pay is $5,000 total, and that's probably not changing anytime soon?
No, it doesn't seem to be changing anytime soon.
Okay. Well, the parameters we recommend, and I'll tell you why we recommend them, is to stick to a 15-year fixed-rate mortgage where the mortgage payment is no more than a quarter of your take-home pay. So in this instance, you'd be looking at trying.
I really don't like this advice at all. The 15-year mortgage. I mean, I'll hear them out. And unfortunately, Dave's not on this reaction video. Not sure who this guy is. In the comments, if you know who he is, I know the other one is Dave Ramsey's daughter. But I hate the advice, the 15-year mortgage. Okay, so I agree with a lot of Dave Ramsey advice. I agree that you shouldn't have car debt or student loan debt or credit card debt. This is all bad debt. Mortgage is good debt, and you can get right now like at 3%. So what the heck are you locking into 15 years for? You're going to be able to afford more on a 30-year. I'd like to see where they go with this. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's walk through the situation here. But generally speaking, I don't like that advice.
Get your payment to around $1,250 on a 15-year fixed. Now, if you do the math on that, you're going, okay, well, that means we can afford nothing in the Los Angeles area. And so what that means to me is
exactly what I was thinking.
What that means to me is you just need to buy yourself some patience, and it may mean that we need a bigger down payment. So you said you had 70, right?
We had 70. We don't have enough for the 20 and to avoid the PMI.
Yeah.
My husband wants to do a 30-year fix, but following the steps, he's fairly new to them. I would want the 15-year.
Sure.
But that means staying in our tiny apartment, which is about 450 square feet with a baby on the way.
Yeah. Is there any other move that
450 square feet with a baby on the way. I know I have two kids. This is a recipe for disaster. Okay, 450 square feet with a baby on the way. Let's see if they start to change their advice here.
You could make that is more lateral, that could get you more room? Maybe you're further outside of the city. Where's his work in proximity to all this?
Well, he was commuting in downtown LA, and the commute was killing him.
He works in downtown LA.
He found a new job closer, but it's the same pay. So we'll be saving on transportation, but we really don't want him to commute anymore.
Yeah.
It was just too rough.
Yep. I mean, and this is one of the hard things, I feel like, depending on where you live, because there's just certain parts of the country, that it's going to be more expensive. And so the reason we have these parameters, and we always kind of laugh, not to poke fun of California, but we're always like, just because you live in California doesn't mean you're exempt from math. So the formula still works no matter where you live,
Mhm.
is what George is saying. It's either going to just take more time. And how old are you guys?
We're 34, 35.
Okay.
We're having our first child.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on
Whoa,
that's very exciting.
there it is.
Very, very exciting.
They're 34, 35 years old, these buyers. Okay, 34, 35 years old, and they're living in 450 square feet, and they have a kid on the way. And I still haven't heard them change. Like, hey, okay, in this case, go to the 30-year fixed. Like, they've got $70,000 saved up. That's a great down payment. You can get 5%, 10% down. They were talking about buying a $500,000 house, I believe, $500,000 house. I mean, 5% down, you probably still have some money left over. What is going on here? 34, 35-year-old living in 450 square feet with a child on the way. They need to get into home ownership now. They've been paying rent for a long time. I don't know. Hopefully they're going to change here.
So yeah, I mean, I would always say you don't have one or two. It's not like we can buy a house, we can't buy a house, and we have to stay in this one bedroom, and that's it. You have other options. So you guys,
other options.
I would
What are
shop
they?
around, and even if it adds an extra 15, 20 minutes to go and rent a 2-bedroom, give yourself a little bit more space. If it's in the budget and you're able to,
Definitely
spread
need a
out a little
2-bedroom.
bit more if you can, especially with that baby coming. And then you guys have a game plan to say, okay, you know what? Our goal is in the next, I don't know what it is for you guys. Maybe it's 5 years. Maybe it's 8 years.
This couldn't be worse advice. 5 or 8 years for a 35-year-old. Now, I'm not saying the age dictates everything. Like, oh, just go buy a house because you're 35 years old and you should start to invest in an asset. Listen, and Dave Ramsey knows this. Most of the millionaires in America today made it through owning some real estate. Okay, so you got to start owning eventually. You've got to get into the game. 30-year fixed with $70,000 down payment that this couple could put down that they have saved up with a kid on the way. Thinking about that, she's saying go get a 2-bedroom apartment and wait till you're 43 years old to start investing in real estate. How are you ever going to have enough savings or an investment over time by paying down the mortgage, the 3% 30-year fixed mortgage, if you start at 43 years old? Get the 30-year now. Start right now. I'm not even going to listen to the rest of this reaction. There's like a minute left. You can go find it if you're really that interested. It doesn't sound like they're going to get off of their principle of the 15-year mortgage. I don't agree with the 15-year mortgage. Not when interest rates are 3%, not when you have $70,000 down and you can get locked in for 30 years. And trust me, in 30 years time, 15 years time, this house is going to be worth more than you pay today, even at the top of the market. Go buy this house. Hopefully this couple, I agree with where the husband's thought mentality is at on the 30-year fix. Hopefully they come across this video and they will go buy a house. Do not rent a 2-bedroom. Share this video if you know this couple with them. Share it with somebody who else would maybe enjoy this content. And I'd love for you to subscribe if you're enjoying this channel as well. I'll see you on the next video. And if you'd like me to do more reactions, leave a comment. I'll see you on the next one.